I'm recording this at night, so sorry if it's super quiet, but yeah, I have something to say about my last video. Guys, the title, okay? Please read the whole title of a video. Just a tip, a word of advice from your savior? I don't know, a lot of people treat me like I am their savior. I'm not, trust me. I'm just an edgy 13-year-old girl, okay? So, basically, listen. In the title, I said, please watch the whole video first, okay? Because, you know, when you're in class and your teacher's talking about something and then you suddenly have a question and you raise your hand, the teacher tells you to put your hand down because at the end of her discussion, then you can raise it again. Because in the middle of her discussion, she may answer your question or your statement or whatever, and you won't have to raise your hand anymore. It's kind of like that. Read the title, watch the video before asking any questions, because I might answer your questions or state something that you don't know about, that you would like to know about, basically answering a question. It's basically the exact same thing as answering the question, but yeah. So please, if the title says watch the whole video first, that probably means first. I don't want to get too literal because people will think I'm being rude, but guys, just a word of advice. If someone says, do this first, you might want to do that first, okay? I'm just saying. I'll admit, I haven't done that too, because, did that make any sense? I haven't done that too, whatever. Like, my parents will be like, oh, do your homework first, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it later, okay? I understand, but I mean, that was a horrible analogy, honestly. This has nothing to do with homework. Like, a lot of people seem to be commenting before they watch the video, because in the video I clearly stated I'll be doing music videos in Fabulous Babel and Camp Riverwood, and that's pretty much it. Meaning, I'm not entirely quitting. So maybe I should change the title of that. Instead of I might be quitting, I'm quitting most things on my channel, except for like a couple of things. But yeah, I guess people kind of miss that. If something says watch the whole video first, watch the whole video first, please. Or don't watch the video at all and don't ask any questions, okay? Because when you ask questions, and I already answered them in the video, I get mad. And it's triggering. Maybe your intention was to trigger me, so good job, you succeeded. I can't blame you for wanting to trigger me. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Might is a beautiful word. Moral of the story, I guess. And I'll still be doing... Okay, here are a couple comments. Just two in particular. Not really two, but a couple in particular I wanted to talk about. One comment said, please don't do just music videos and Fabulous Babels. Even after I went out of my way to make a 7 to 9 minute video talking all about it and how, and this like 10, like, I don't even know how many lines that was, but it was a giant essay of a comment discussing how my passion is not LPS anymore, or at least the passion isn't as big as my passion for art and animation. And I go out of my way to do all of that, explaining and venting my feelings, and all this person says is, please don't do that. Just do what we want to do. Like, they didn't say that. All they said was, oh, please just don't... I'm stuttering. Okay. Don't just make music videos and Fabulous Babels. And to me, I know maybe they don't understand it, but when you get older, you'll probably understand. To me, that sounds very disrespectful, because you're basically saying, don't do what you want to do. You can't make your own choices. Do what we want you to do, because you're our slave. I know you probably didn't intend that, and I don't want you to feel bad or anything. I understand, because when I was younger, I do things, and I wouldn't mean to be rude or anything. I really wouldn't. And then when my parents I'm not saying I'm your parent or anything, but when just someone told me and explained to me how it was wrong, I'm like, oh, wow. I just realized that. I feel so bad now. And I don't want to make you feel bad. I don't want to put you in that same position. I'm just saying, like, you can't force anyone to do anything. If someone doesn't like to do something, don't make them do it. That sounded dirty, but anyways. And then another comment saying, don't you dare quit, which, I mean, does that need any explanation? That's just sassy. That's just bossing around. That's kind of like one of those... It's kind of like one of those sassy... what do you call them? Sassy pageant children on the Toddlers and Tiaras show or something. Not all of them are that way. A lot of them are really kind-hearted and adorable children, and they do really well. But I've seen some episodes where the children are just like, your dress isn't pretty, mine's prettier. And, yeah. It just kind of reminds me of that. So, like, I don't think that really needs any explanation. Like, it's just flat out bossy and mean. I make my own decisions, okay? And you can't just boss someone around after going out of their way to vent and pour out their feelings to you. Like, I'm going to give an example. This is a real life example, okay? This happened like a couple weeks ago. My sister, Jamie, if you guys don't know her, got a boyfriend. I'm going to just kind of, you guys might have seen him before, but I heard that when you turn 17, it's kind of a dark time in your life, just like when you're 12 and 13. Just don't be afraid, but you might want to be afraid, but yeah. Basically, my sister, she went pretty much ballistic because of her boyfriend, who I have a strong disliking towards now. Basically, she got a boyfriend, and now she thinks, oh, he's always right now. It doesn't matter what other people say. He's the only one who's right now. And she's just getting way too extreme with it. She just thinks, oh, he's the only one who's right. Oh, he's the angel. And my mom told me that he said to her, don't listen to your parents. They're just trying to break us apart. Which is absolutely not true. And it's kind of true now, but like, I mean, they're not really trying to break us apart. I mean, break them apart. But they are trying to convince her, like, hey, talk to him about it or something like that. My mom had a phone call with her a couple weeks ago. It was about a month ago now, but venting, pouring out her feelings about how Jamie basically isn't even treating my mom like family anymore, and she only cares about her boy toy now. And she vented and poured out her feelings constantly. And I know that this may not seem as important as that because this is just, oh, your channel, you do whatever you want. But this comment seriously got to me, kind of. Seriously and kind of. I don't think those two go together, but it was rude. It was bossy and inconsiderate of my feelings and what I choose to do. So after my mom just got done pouring out her feelings and venting and going out of her way to talk about all that, my sister decides to just say, oh, that's not very Christian, and that's messed up, and that's basically it. And then they get into a heated argument, and then, yeah. And I gotta say what happened next, because it was not pretty. My mom threatened to call the cops on her. It wasn't very serious, so I don't like talking about it, but yeah. My point with all that is, like, that kind of stuff happens in real life. And you're just saying, oh, don't you dare quit YouTube. You may just think, oh, that's just, you know, I don't even know what you were thinking with that. I don't even know. Like, I don't know how. I know kids, like, don't understand what they're doing. And yes, I'm kind of assuming your age, but your age group. But I know a lot of kids don't really understand what they're doing, but I don't understand how someone can be like, oh, don't you dare do that, or, oh, don't you dare, blah, 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 and you do what I want you to do. without realizing how bossy they're being. So I don't know what was in your mind when you typed that comment. So if I make you feel bad, well, I'm sorry, but what you did was kind of bad. And basically they just said, yeah, what was I talking about? I need to edit all this out because I'm going off into space. I can't think. None of this is going to be in the video. Maybe I'll make a bloopers video. Basically talking to myself now because none of this is going to be in the video. I'm confused now. And yeah, you see, so it's the exact same case scenario. I just poured out all my feelings and you just have the nerve to throw that all out the window. Like, oh, I don't care. Only I'm important. Don't you dare do that. And one more comment that kind of ticked me off. Someone just said, okay, I understand, but you basically said you don't appreciate all the love and support you gave to us. Oh, okay, so apparently just because I don't want to do YouTube anymore, that just means, oh, I don't care about all the love and support given to me. Yeah, totally not. Kind of like when I was a baby and I grew into a child, I didn't want my baby food and pacifier anymore. That must mean that I disrespected my parents for feeding me as a baby, right? No, of course it doesn't mean that. Do you expect me to have a pacifier and baby food for the rest of my life? No. Because people grow out of things. Like, only babies need pacifier and baby food. They don't need it when they become a toddler or a child or whatever. And just because I stop eating, just because I stop having a pacifier, which is basically those things that babies suck on, doesn't mean that the baby doesn't care that their parents just cared for them and gave them a pacifier whenever they needed to calm down. It doesn't mean that. That just means, oh, I don't need it anymore. I don't want it anymore because I'm a child now. I'm not a baby anymore. That's the exact same logic you're using. And I don't understand that. How on earth? Sorry for getting a bit upset over that one. And I don't want to make anyone feel bad, but these comments are literally rude. They are rude. So just be careful with what you say to someone next time. Because when you grow older, you're probably going to have a lot of passions and hobbies that you eventually grow out of. And if you're doing those for people, and then they realize that you're quitting, and they tell you to not quit and that you have to do things for them, and they're basically treating you like their slave, you're going to understand how it feels. And I could literally do anything I want. I could delete almost 700 videos. Literally 700. A lot of people are new subscribers here, so go watch 700 videos for you. That's right, over 24 hours of videos. So you guys could go watch all of those. For all my new subs or people who haven't watched all my videos, don't worry because there are a lot more videos on there and more to come still because I'm making music videos and fabulous fails in Camp Riverwood like I said. Also, like I said in my pinned comment, I may also make 10 things I hate and 10 types of videos still because those are still kind of fun. It's just certain ones that I want to make. And a pet peeves video. So, yeah, I said I would make a part 2 of my pet peeves, so, yeah. I hope you guys understand, and for all the comments that said, no, don't leave, please, that motorcycle, why? Why is there a motorcycle in the neighborhood? Okay, seriously, guys, legit, just don't be like that. Because it's kind of disrespectful, right? Because, that kind of sounds like you're disrespecting my decision. And I can tell you guys, you're most likely young. I'm not, trying to assume your age group or anything. You're most likely young. I'm not positive. I can't just assume without knowing. I get it. Maybe you don't realize what you're doing, but just recognize what you're saying to other people and how you would feel if you had a passion and you just decide, you know what, I don't like this anymore. And other people disrespected you for that and say, no, don't quit. Just keep doing it for us. And they continuously said that. It kind of get to a point where it seems disrespectful to you, like they're being disrespectful towards your decision. That's kind of how it feels for me. So just be careful with what you say to other people. That's basically this video. Honestly, even if you don't like art and animation, I'd like you guys to at least try to check out my new channel, because I do channel reviews. Guys, I review art and animation channels for the most part. Oh, thank gosh, that is rain. I thought that was some kind of giant bug on my wall or something that actually made noise walking. Because raining is so much better. I hate the rain. I don't like rain. I don't like rain. Is this just gonna be 20 minutes of me saying I don't like the rain? I got a lot to trim now.